Good evening. We begin tonight with allegations that a Vancouver woman was left alone for 2 hours on a city bus after suffering a stroke. According to her, she was ignored when she first became disoriented, even after she became physically ill, and the bus driver reached the end of the route. She was only helped, she says, when she literally threw herself on the floor. Tonight, the Coast Mountain Bus Company says it's investigating, and the woman's family is looking for both an explanation and an apology.
Tea for you if you want.
Nadine Laughlin is very happy to finally be home with her family after months in the hospital recovering from a massive stroke. Last June, she hopped onto the number 22 McDonald bus for a usual trip to work and almost immediately started feeling ill.
I started feeling ill about pretty much into in 5 minutes of the ride.
It turns out she had suffered a massive stroke. As the bus traveled on, she slipped in and out of consciousness while sitting right behind the bus driver. She hoped when the bus turned around in South Vancouver, the driver would help her.
So it was a certain turnaround spot, and I could see that there, the bus driver would get up, would tell everyone to get off the bus, but he didn't.
And he left the bus?
He left the bus too.
Another passenger who saw Nadine says the symptoms were not obvious.
Symptoms of strokes don't show themselves, in an extreme way so that everyone would have known she was having a stroke. When I saw her, she didn't look like something physical was happening. She just looked a bit confused, lost, and a little bit distressed about the situation.
But she still wonders why the driver didn't check her at the turnaround. Instead, Nadine traveled from Kitsilano through downtown and south along Ninth Street to the turnaround, then all the way back on the same route. At some point, she vomited, and after trying to throw herself on the bus floor, she finally received help, ironically at the same point where she got on the bus.
It was the exact same place across the road. I had been on the bus for 2 hours.
You took an entire round trip of the circuit,
yes.
Essentially.
Yeah.
The bus company says at turnarounds, drivers usually check for passengers and lost property before leaving their bus.
To be on a bus for 2 hours in distress, really something should have happened that would have prevented that.
Like that?
No, it can't.
How about
Nadine is now partially paralyzed. She's doing exercises and physio trying to get her life back. Speedy treatment is critical after a stroke. Instead, she had to take the long way home.
So you think that if she would have gotten attention earlier, that her deficits wouldn't have been so severe?
Try posing.
As the long rehabilitation continues, they only wonder, what if?
Okay, stretching it out.
He was born in Vancouver, grew up in North Delta, and tonight he is the talk of the nation. Jeff Francis is playing in the World Series, and he's playing right now. Here's CTV's St. John Alexander.
There's a huge rebound. Henrik stop. Rebound. Pyatt scores.
No doubt we're a hockey-mad nation. But tonight, anyway, we're a little more crazy about another game. And for the young man who's causing the frenzy.
Everyone's pretty pumped up to see the kid on the hill.
At their home in North Delta, these proud parents can hardly believe it.
Our kid. My kid.
Their son, Jeff Francis, is about to open the World Series as starting pitcher for the Colorado Rockies.
It's like I forget. Before we used to watch the World Series and we used to say, wow, it's so exciting, but now our kid is there?
They've just returned from Europe to find that kid is making headlines.
When we got home last night and heard all our messages and emails and everything and all the newspaper articles, then we thought, oh my gosh, this is big stuff.
We can't believe all this is happening so fast because, the Rockies haven't been a contender for a long time.
But Jeff was part of a team that saw an astonishing run. A winning streak that even surprised the 26-year-old. He had every plan to be at his brother's wedding in Croatia, but
They kept winning, and he said, Chris, I don't think I'm going to be there.
His friends and family call him Boomer. He grew up in BC and once played for the UBC Thunderbirds.
This is Boomer when he played for the North Delta Expos in 1987.
And what was he like then?
Well, he was good.
He was good even at that
player.
I couldn't believe how tall he is now. Holy cow.
Jim Nickel has known Jeff since he was 5 years old. He was once his soccer coach and says he excelled at every sport. Now he watches Jeff with pride.
Awesome kid. Absolutely awesome. Proud to know him and his parents.
And Mom and Dad will come to this pub to watch Jeff and his team take on the Boston Red Sox. Dad may look cool, but...
I'm not calm. I'm trying to be calm, but when the game starts, we'll be pretty nervous.
No matter what the outcome of the game, Jeff is undoubtedly the pride of North Delta. And those who know him say he's still the same old Boomer.
Go Boomer!
St. John Alexander, CTV News, North Delta.